pleasure to have you here with me, Naim. And I'm
be here.
Thank you. I'm very excited to sit in front of you right now and to have this podcast together. It's just simply an honor for me.
It's my honor to be your first guest. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, Naimushka. So I want everybody to know who you are.
So I'm a creative director. I am a storyteller by nature. And being a storyteller by nature, I love telling stories and I love putting my creativity into concepts and stories and inspiring people and reaching people with either whether it's a music video or a commercial or a immersive theater experience or even a tiny little radio ad. I like to tell a story and put my creativity into it.
Beautiful. I want people also to know, what do you currently do? Like you run your own business. I heard that you opened recently your own company. Well done. Congratulations on that. So what do you exactly do? Like what concepts do you create? What your agency does?
My company is called Scripted Events Entertainment. So it's the name speaks for itself. We script events, we tell stories. It's not just your average typical events, it's immersive experiences.
How did you manage to come out from this ambitious part where you were feeling a little bit scared to come out from your comfort zone? And how did you overcome this? And how did you accept that challenge? Like, what are your takeaways here?
Coming out of the comfort zone was definitely hard. It was, when you have a full-time job, it's easy. Even when you're on low season, high season, if you're working hard, you're working extra hard, you're not working hard at all, you're on vacation, it's all paid for. You still get your salary at the end of the month. When you're running your own business or running your own company, when the off days or the days where you're not in the mood to work, you're not getting paid. So that's something that I had to put my mindset into before even leaving. It's not like I was leaving and joining another company. I was leaving to expand and create my own thing. And I had to test the waters. I had to put out the feels that what will happen? Can I leave? If I do leave, what will I be able to do? Should I go back to New York? Should I stay here? Should I, I was still asking myself all these questions and asking those around me, the closest to me, these questions. And that's what actually got me to stay rather than go, because I was going to go to New York for the summer, recharge, rezone, and refocus and try to figure out what's the next chapter. So we ended up running a successful show for 6 months and because of that, while doing that, I ended up launching my company or launching my trade license, and then started taking on more projects and knock on wood. It just, one project would lead to another. And that was it didn't give me a chance to worry. It didn't give me a chance to sit there, and it was kind of like, should I step away? Do I have the means to step away? One very important thing is that you need to ask yourself, how long can you survive on your own? How much savings do you have? Do you have a net to fall on? Do you have something do you have protection? Because you need that, because it's a risk. Because what if nobody hires me? And these questions are questions that you need to ask yourself and you need to have the answer for before stepping into something that's because when you know what's the worst that could happen, and what the worst could happen, you're not afraid of it, because bring it on.
I love your answers. It's so inspiring. I love it. Really, it's so beautiful. I'm not a business owner, but I want to know, now you are a business owner.
Yeah,
How does it feel to run a company?
Okay, it's not a company yet. It's I feel like, I have my own trade license. I'm putting on my productions. I'm still managing the same people that I used to manage through on all my other projects, I'm still hiring freelancers. So nobody's technically hired under my company. So I'm still working with a lot of, yet, but we're starting. We're still relatively young, very young, actually. We're not even a year old yet, but it's trying. Now it's my name. That's, the one thing that our old general manager used to always say, and it's something that actually inspired me, is if this was your company, what would you do? If this was, we'd be working on a project and, or if ticket sales are not going as strong as they need to be, he would always ask me, like, if this was your company, what would you do? He wouldn't ask me that because I would always work as if it was my company because it was my show and I would want it to be as packed as possible. But he would ask all the others, he'd be like, if this was your company, what would you do? And I would always be like, yeah, what would you do? You'd do the impossible. You would do the impossible. You would move mountains to make sure that it's going to work out, that it's going to be packed, that you're going to be reaching the right audience. Am I targeting the right people? Am I inviting the right influencers? Am I reaching the right PR? Am I talking to the right people? Am I talking to the right clients? These are all questions that you ask yourself when it is your own company. Am I doing enough? And you're never doing enough when it's your own company. When it's somebody else's company, you're on a salary. You're comfortable, whether you want to admit it or not. If you're in the corporate world, you're on a salary, you're comfortable. You're not going to be treating it the same way unless you're passionate and driven and really, really passionate about the project. You're not going to be treating it the same way that the way it would be if it is your own company. So it's a lot more worry and a lot more stress to handle.
But out of all of this, what you just said, just to summarize it, I feel that you are very positive in terms of your mindset, even though it's scary, it's stressful, it's not easy from the way I hear. I feel that it's not that easy to run your own business. But what is your mindset when you started your own company, when you are running it right now? Like, what is your mindset to your business?
Determination and focus. My mindset, recently, actually, on the last full moon, the blue moon, I'm very spiritual when it comes to these things. And one of the main things that was advised on this last moon was that you have to stay in a positive mindset. And the mindset that you're going to be focused on and the manifestation that you can do on that night was going to affect the rest of the year. And I really wanted to believe in that. I wanted to believe it. So I'm like, you know what? I choose to be positive. I'm going to be positive on this day. I'm going to be happy. And I choose happiness. I want to be happy. And I set my mind to it. I knew when that day was going to be. I think it was the 21st. And I was set. I was ready to be happy. And nothing was going to get in that way. And I woke up that morning, I put music on, I was dancing through my kitchen, making my coffee. Every single thing that could have pissed me off didn't piss me off because I was choosing to not let it piss me off. I was choosing to be happy. I was happy. And one thing I learned from that day is because overall, throughout the entire day, I really had a good day. And good things really did happen. And the bad things were still there, but I was choosing to not let them affect me. I was choosing to not let it piss me off or make me feel like worry or tense about it. So I chose happiness that day, and it really showed me that you can choose to be happy. And shit's gonna happen regardless. And it's how you choose to deal with it. It's either you deal with it with a smile and, hey, let's move forward, or you let it affect you. Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to ask from a leader point of view, how do you inspire your team members?
From a very early age, I noticed I was, fresh out of film school, still trying to create anything or work on anything that I can get my hands on in the film industry. So I was doing a lot of behind the scenes on film sets and just filming. And I started realizing that there's always a difference. Some film sets I would have the best time, and sometimes it would just be such a toxic environment. I just want to get my work done and leave. And I would always pinpoint it back to one person, the director. It was always the director that was setting that tone on everyone else. And when that person is in a positive mindset and in a way where, like, let's all work together and make this happen as a team. Let's move it forward. Let's, put our minds together. Let's build this. Let's create the best film we can. And everybody would be in that mindset. Everybody would be happy. Everybody would be like, yes, let's do it. And when the director would be yelling and he'd be pissed off and he's not sure what he's going to get and he's not happy with this and he's not happy with that and screaming at that and move this light over there, everybody on set would be in that mood. Mm-hmm. Everybody, even the makeup artists, wouldn't be in the mood to be putting makeup on the talent's face. Everybody would be in that pissed off, tense mood. And it really showed me that you should lead by example. Treat those the way you want to be treated, Set a positive mind, become friends with your team, show them that you care, show them that there is an element of respect there, that it's not just, I'm not the director and I'm directing and that's that. No, I'm here and I'm directing, but I also want to do it with you. I also want your input. I also want to hear what you have to say about it. And I want to see how we can, put a little bit of you into this project. Mm-hmm. So that is my mindset when it comes to leading a team. It's lead them with positivity and be a friend. Don't be a dictator.
If you look back to your past self, what advice would you give yourself?
Don't be afraid of changes. If my life was a movie, it would be called Plot Twist, because of the amount of changes that I've gone through. Not expecting. When I graduated thinking that I only wanted to do TV. I just want to work on film and TV. I want to create my own TV show. I actually started working on TV writing. I went to the Gotham's Writers Center in New York just to perfect my TV writing in specific. And that's it. I was focused and determined to go into TV writing. And then I ended up directing Fashion Week. And how did that happen? But it happened, you know what I mean? And it was a plot twist. I was still feeding my creativity. Mm-hmm. I was still, in a sense, but it was not what I was expecting. And then from Fashion Week, I went into music videos and back into films. And then I started creating concepts for hotels and immersive experiences. And then I became the creative director at Paramount, which was something that I never expected to go into hospitality. So it was always so many different plot twists, but everything always worked out. And it was always a good plot twist and an experience that I've learned so much from. So I would tell my younger self to not be so focused on one thing and one thing only. Hey, listen, if there is a plot twist, it's going to be a hell of a plot twist. It's going to be great. Just enjoy it. So that's what I would tell my past self.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I like the way you are explaining and all the passion it comes from you and all the inspiration you are giving to everybody. Honestly, it has a lots of meanings for people who will gonna be watching us. Maybe somebody out there who just wanted to start their business, they're sitting and just waiting for the right time to come. And what advice would you give for those people who are sitting and waiting for the right time?
The right time is when you decide it is the right time. You're not going to sit around and wait for the right time. You just need to be ready and determined, and never underestimate the power of your will. Mm-hmm. Once somebody said this to me and it also stuck to me. I'm just all these things that I remember, but I love it. is I heard this once, and it's actually makes so much sense. Is that if you say I want to get a haircut, I want to go cut my hair, I want to go cut my hair, I want to go cut my hair. My hair is getting so long, I want to go cut my hair. My hair is so curly, I want to go cut my hair, I want to go cut my hair. You're not going to cut your hair. But if you say I will go cut my hair at 5 p.m. on Saturday, I will. That is on 5 p.m. on Saturday, you will go cut your hair. Why? Because you willed it. You said, I will go and do it. It's not something that I want. I don't want to. I need it. I will go there and do it. So the advice I would give is you just need to do it and will it. Don't underestimate the power of your will. I will go do that. I will go and open my own company. I will go and succeed. And you know it, you believe it, and it will happen.
How do you know that it's that right time happened? You're saying when it's the right time. How do you know that it's the right time?
It's never going to be the right time. You make it the right time. It will be the right time when you succeed. When you succeed, you look back at it and be like, that was the perfect time for me to make that happen. You just need to work towards it. Set a plan, set a focus, be prepared, be ready. Know that you have everything that it takes. Know that you can survive. Know what you are sacrificing in a sense, because you do have to do a lot of sacrifices to, there's no gain without loss. So you need to understand, you need to be mentally prepared for what that's going to look like, and just go for it. Just do it, because what do you have to lose? Ask yourself, what do I have to lose? What's the worst thing that could happen? Once you ask yourself, what's the worst thing that could happen, and you know the answer to that, then you're not afraid of it.
Yeah, there is no color darker than black.
Exactly. There's no darkness. Yeah.
I like the way you are saying and the wisdom you have. I'm so impressed that for such an age, you have such a beautiful wisdom to share. Honestly, I mean,
I'm always told this isn't my first life. I feel like I've been here before. I've been on Earth thousands and thousands of years now. I'm a vampire.
That's why you're playing in Adam's Family, no?
Well, Gomez, he's not a vampire, but yeah, I love the Adams Family. I've always loved them since a child.
I want you to give an advice to people who wants to run their own business from a business perspective. What are the three key takeaways you could suggest for them to do?
To start your own thing, have a niche, know what it is that you're selling. Don't just go and start, like a buffet menu. Know what it is that you are selling and be good at it. Know what it's going to cost, and have savings or a safety net to fall on, or something to back you, because don't just go and leave it to fate. Just be prepared.
And about the creativity, you are very creative. You are a creative director. You have a creative agency. How do you define word creative? What does this mean to you?
It's very subjective, isn't it? The word creative. It depends, I think those that dare to change, those that are, it's not playing safe. Being creative is not playing safe. Playing safe is boring. It's you could always play safe. Everybody plays safe. The mainstream plays safe, but the 1% that doesn't play safe are the ones that are creative, are the ones that are inspiring. So I think being creative is not playing safe.
So it means taking risks?
Taking risks and show us what you got. Don't follow the norm. Don't follow the mainstream. Don't just being creative is what do you have? What What do you have that nobody else has? What can you create that nobody else can create? What stories can you tell as a person? You know, like a lot of people always think that inspiration is brought on from, you know, stories or other films, or, you know, watch this, it'll inspire you, or read this, it'll inspire you. When the best inspiration really comes from your own personality, from your own life, because only you could tell that story. Only you can show us that creativity because you lived it, you experienced it. So being creative is being unique.
You were saying about inspiration. Is there anything comes to your mind about inspiring movies, inspiring people? Who inspires you?
Who inspires me? So many people inspire me. I mean, it's I'm always inspired by the randomest things. You wouldn't even believe it, but it's a lot of different people around me. Everybody around me inspires me in different ways. A lot of I never have favorites. Like I don't have a favorite movie, a favorite color, a favorite TV show. You know, because favorite food. It's because I feel like the world has so much to offer to just select one of each. So there's so many different inspirations. It's just where you're looking. Everything you look at can inspire you.
Is there any performer, artist, any singer, anybody particular, maybe, who has inspired you?
Bob Fosse from the creative, from the Broadway perspective, definitely. I'm such a fan of his work. I'm such a fan of his choreography and his music and his shows. And I think a lot of it is prominent in a lot of the shows that I create. You see that I use a lot of his movements, a lot of his songs. So if I had to choose that in the film industry, be none other than James Cameron. Titanic was a film that till today, it's still a film that I go back to and watch, as cheesy as it is. It's such an inspiring movie because it's what made me fall in love with period dramas. It's what made me fall in love with creating concepts and making movies where it's like creating a world, because he recreated the world of the Titanic, and every single performer, even the background actors, were wearing period drama underwear. In that, you know, even the cutlery on that ship in the film were the cutlery from the White Star Line from Titanic. So everything that was in that film was so well put together that it really made me fall in love with, you know, creating a world, not just telling a story.
Also, just came to my mind recently the question, you have a lots of projects, you have people to manage. How do you manage your time?
There isn't enough hours in the day sometimes, you know? I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it's like I'm so lost that people are like, "Why are you answering I haven't even seen your message. I can't get to it yet." But it's to-do list, and just like have that to-do like list and just start scratching off through the day. Like I'm just gonna get this done off the to-do list today. It just makes you so much more at ease. It makes it so much easier. So every time I'm stressing and there's so much going on, there's too many projects, there's too many teams, there's too many performers, I don't know who's going where, I just sit down and be like, right, what's top priority? I write that down and then I take it down from there, end up with at least 10 on that list, and then be like, okay, let's start scratching it off. And so that's how I manage it.
How do you distress yourself?
Chill, not take life too seriously, have a drink, you know, relax. Just the usual, hang out with friends.
You're a very social person. I know you have lots of friends and you're very dedicated to friendship. Like, I feel that it's top priority for you to be a friend for somebody.
Friendship is very important to me, but it's, friends are definitely, I always believe that you need to surround yourself by the people that inspire you, surround yourself by, you are your friends. Your friends say a lot about you. So that's why I think that everybody around me, and I really appreciate the genuinity and genuinity. Is that the right word? Genuineness of.
You are a programmer here, I don't know. Genuinity, yeah. I think genuine behavior better, I feel.
Yeah.
You're very loyal to your friends, I would say. That's what I notice apart from all of the perfect work you do, all of the professionalism and inspiration you have. You're a very driven person.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like, how is it possible you come in the morning with all this dramatic entrance? Huh? What is the drama today? Like, I want to know. Oh my God, I didn't have my coffee. I want to know everything. Just tell me what is going on? Tell me. And this energy, from where do you take this energy? And you can party till 5 a.m. in the morning, and next day just sleeping for 2 hours, like calling, looking for you. Naimushka, where are you? And you just come in this incredible positive mood. Always happy. How do you have this positivity, energy? From where?
I mean, look, it's weird. If I'm working late at night and I have an early start the next morning, I have to set my mind to it the night before. I can't just sleep thinking I'm having a night's sleep. I can't. I will never wake up. I will wake up miserable. I need to tell myself that, Naim, this is not sleep. This is just a nap. You have to be awake in 2 hours, or you have to be at this meeting in 4 hours. Like, I tell myself, like, you're not going to sleep. This is not a sleep. This is just a power nap. You're just going to have a power nap because you have to be at this meeting in 3 hours.
Oh my God.
And I wake, and I swear to God, it works, because I wake up and I'm like, right, okay, power nap is over. I'm charged. I need to go get this done, have these meetings, and then I can come back and have another nap. It's fine. Rather than like, oh no, I didn't get my night's sleep. I need my 8 hours. I need my beauty sleep. It's not, life doesn't work like that in the creative world, especially in my industry, and I'm working in film, I'm working in theater, I'm working in production, I'm working in events. Their schedules are so scattered all over the place. So there is no, it's like being a flight attendant. There's no privilege of sleeping at a certain time and waking up at a certain time and having weekends. It doesn't exist. So the only way to go through that is you need to just sleep when you can, if you can, and then if not, just like get what you need to do and rest when you have the time to rest. So
how creative people do it. Sometimes you write a script at 3 a.m. and it's totally normal.
Yeah, sometimes I'd be in bed, I'd be falling asleep, and then I'd be like, I need to write this down. If I don't remember this, I need to write this down. This needs to be a concept. I'd wake up and I'd write it down 9 out of 10 times. I never even read that the next morning. Sometimes I open my laptop or open my notepad and be like, chef red umbrella. Like, what?
What is that?
But it's an idea that I had at 2 a.m. and I had to write it down, and only past Naim can tell you what it was, because I have no idea.
What advice would you give to a younger generation?
Don't lose your individual creativity. Right now, with the world of AI, it's so rapidly changing. You can create a cartoon, you can create a concept, you can create something in a couple of hours that you would have needed to create in a year, if not 2. And now you can do it in a couple of hours because we have that technology. You can write so much more. You can develop so much more because of the power of AI. And I think that you need to be using this as a tool, but don't lose your own creativity. Don't use it to replace you. Don't use it to replace your creativity. Use it to enhance your creativity. Use it because this is a world that it's a world I didn't grow up in. It's a world that I don't know. It's a world that we all don't know, and we're going into right now. And it's definitely a world that is inspiring me. And I think that if I was a young creative growing up in this world, I need to still hold on to my own my own
identity. Yeah,
and I feel I'm really scared of the future and possibly losing that, because now the computer can do it. Why should I learn? Why should I go to 4 years of university to learn something the computer can do in 5 minutes? Even less, 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah, it is.
But I know you are incredible with AI, and everyone is so amazed with what you do, especially the video work. The latest video work which you posted in your Instagram was really wow. I want to ask, what are the applications do you use? Maybe you can share some.
Wow, I'm fascinated, and it's constantly moving. I mean, for pictures, I was creating all my pictures with Leonardo. Recently started working with Midjourney. I prefer Leonardo for some reason. I think it's just because I got used to it. For video animation, Kling is definitely one. I'm starting to test Sora. I'm not very happy. I'm happy with Kling. I love Kling. Project ML. I've been using Project ML a lot. I've been experimenting with all of them. There's another one. I forget what it was called, but it's another Chinese one that's really good as well. Minimax, I think it's called. But Kling is my main one right now for video, for video editing and moving, and then creating the images. I would create them on Leonardo or on Midjourney. And now with ChatGPT, ChatGPT's photos are incredible. It's insane what you can create. There's no excuses. There's no excuses for having anything that's mediocre anymore, because it's like having everything at your disposal. Having an entire editing team at your disposal, having an entire writer's team at your disposal, people that anything that you want, be like, oh, but I don't have, now you do. Just go out and create.
Thank you so much for your time.
Anushka, thank you for having me.
Wrap up. We are out of time, and I love your answers. Thank you very much for inspiration, for motivation, for positivity, for being here with me, for supporting me personally.
Thank you for having me as your first guest. I'm proud of you, and I can't wait to see where this show goes.
Me too. I really want to see how it will gonna turn out. Thank you very much.
Thank you.